Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're hitting the streets to find out what people really know about Native American cultures. We see portrayals in movies, we hear things in school, but how much of it is accurate? We're going to ask some thought-provoking questions and then dive into some fascinating facts. Let's go see what we can find out. Alright, we're out here on the street, and we're going to start with our first question. Let's see who we can talk to. Excuse me, quick question for a YouTube video. Awesome. So, when you think of Native American traditions, what's the first thing that comes to mind that you believe is a real, authentic tradition? Oh, powwows. That's a great answer, and you are absolutely right. Powwows are incredible gatherings of Native people to sing, dance, socialize, and honor their cultures. They are vibrant, living traditions. But here's a fun fact. While social dances have been around for centuries, the modern, intertribal powwow, as we know it today, really started to take shape in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. It was a way for different nations to come together, share their traditions, and maintain their cultural identity, especially during times when the US government was actively trying to suppress them. So, when you see a powwow, you're not just seeing beautiful dancing. You're seeing a powerful symbol of resilience and cultural pride. Thank you so much for your answer. Let's find someone else. Hi there, got a second? We're asking people about native cultures. What's a tradition you think is real? Living in tipis and wearing headdresses. Okay, let's unpack that, because it's a super common image. And while it's rooted in some truth, it's also one of the biggest misconceptions. Tipis were primarily used by nomadic plains tribes, like the Lakota, Sioux, and Cheyenne. They were brilliant, portable homes, perfect for following the buffalo herds. But many other nations lived in entirely different structures. For example, the Iroquois lived in log houses. The Pueblo peoples in the southwest built amazing adobe cliff dwellings. And tribes in the Pacific Northwest created massive plank houses from cedar trees. The idea that all native people lived in tipis is a stereotype that erases the incredible diversity of hundreds of different nations. And what about headdresses or war bonnets? These are not a fashion accessory. For the Plains tribes that traditionally used them, each feather was earned through an act of bravery or a significant contribution to the community. They are sacred items, reserved for respected leaders and warriors. So, lumping all native people together with tipis and headdresses is like saying all Europeans live in castles and wear crowns. It simplifies a rich and complex tapestry of cultures. Thanks for being open to learning about that. Alright, let's move on to our next question. This one might be a bit trickier. Excuse me, ma'am, can you name a Native American language? Anyone at all? Navajo, yes. That is absolutely a real and widely spoken language. In fact, Navajo has the most speakers of any indigenous language in the United States. And it has a famous history, right? During World War II, the US military recruited Navajo men to be code talkers. They used their complex language to create an unbreakable code that the enemy could not decipher. It was instrumental in winning key battles in the Pacific. So, not only is it a living language, it's a language that helped protect the world. That's an amazing piece of history. Thank you. Let's ask someone else. Hi. Can you name a Native American language? Cherokee. Another excellent answer. The Cherokee language is fascinating. In the 1820s, a Cherokee scholar named Sequoyah, who couldn't read or write in any other language, single-handedly created a writing system, or a syllabary, for his people. Each symbol represents a syllable. His invention was so effective that within a few years, a huge portion of the Cherokee Nation became literate in their own language. They even started their own newspaper, the Cherokee Phoenix. It's an incredible story of innovation and intellectual power. Okay, let's try one more person on this question. How about you, sir? Any native languages come to mind? That's a tough one, right? A lot of people draw a blank, and that's totally okay. It shows how these languages have been pushed to the margins. Before colonization, there were over 300 distinct indigenous languages spoken in what is now the United States. Today, many are endangered, with only a handful of elderly speakers left. But there are powerful revitalization efforts happening all across the country. Tribes are creating immersion schools, language apps, and community programs to bring their languages back to the next generation. Languages like Lakota, Ojibwe, Choctaw, and dozens more are being fought for every single day. Because a language isn't just words, it's a worldview, a history, and a culture. Thanks for thinking about it with us. Okay, final question for today, and this one is all about creativity. We're going to see who people are listening to. Hello, quick question. Can you name a Native American musician or band? Jimi Hendrix. Wow, that's a fascinating answer. And you're on to something. While many people don't know this, Jimi Hendrix had Cherokee heritage through his grandmother. He was proud of his native ancestry, and it often influenced his style, like his use of fringe and beadwork. He's a rock and roll legend, and it's so cool to connect him back to his indigenous roots. What an awesome pull. Thanks for that. Let's try one more. Hi there, can you name a native musician? Don't know any. That's what we're hearing from a lot of people, and that's exactly why we're asking this question. There are so many incredible native artists out there who deserve a bigger spotlight. Let me introduce you to a few. There's the group, a tribe called Red, now known as the Haluchi Nation. They're from Canada, and they mix traditional powwow music with electronic beats and hip-hop. Their sound is powerful and completely unique, and they call it electric powwow. Their music is all about celebrating indigenous culture in a modern way. Then you have artists like Buffy T. Sankmarie, a Cree singer-songwriter who has been a musical icon and activist since the 1960s. She's won an Oscar, a Golden Globe, and countless other awards. Her music is beautiful and her lyrics are fearless. And for something more contemporary, there's Black Belt Eagle Scout, the project of Catherine Paul from the Swinomish Indian tribal community. She creates this amazing, dreamy, indie rock music that's both personal and powerful. There are blues artists like Pura F, hip-hop artists like Superman, who mixes flute and beatboxing, and so many more across every single genre. So if you didn't know any before, now you have a few to check out. I highly recommend diving into their music. Wow, what a day. We got some really interesting answers, and it's clear that while people have some reference points, there is so much more depth and diversity to Native American cultures than what we see in the mainstream. From the hundreds of unique housing styles and languages to a thriving, modern music scene, these cultures are not relics of the past. They are alive, evolving, and contributing so much to the world right now. The biggest takeaway is to stay curious. If you hear something that sounds like a stereotype, look it up. Seek out native artists, authors, filmmakers, and creators. Follow them on social media. Listen to their stories in their own words. That's the best way to move past the old, tired images and appreciate the vibrant, complex reality of Indigenous peoples today. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this journey. I hope you learned something new and feel inspired to keep learning. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Let us know in the comments what facts surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.